Hello, friends. My name is Asslam Shaikh, your host for the evening, and I'm the founder and CEO of Alif, a platform to promote the global perspective of education and career. This is our 15th webinar series and broadcasted live on Facebook and YouTube channel. Every Friday, we aim to bring in the valuable speakers to discuss the topics that are important to you and help students and parents to make a wise career decision. Please like our Facebook page, Alif Overseas and Aslam I Sheikh, if you have not done so, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Alif Overseas and Aslam I Sheikh, to receive a notification for these exciting programs which are available for the students and parents free of cost online. I'll quickly share uh, the link so that it's there in front of you in the comment, and then you can just copy and click, and that would be much easier for you. Here it is. And let me quickly introduce what is Alif for the first time people who are joining us. Let me take you through the small presentation, which will give you the idea about the company. And to do this, I just need to change the screen, and here we are. Okay, so a company name is Alif, which is the first letter of Urdu or Arabic language that means the beginning of the education. And hence we have kept this name. It's a beginning of a new journey for the students who wants to go abroad for higher education. We have been established since last 2008. We have counseled over 23,000 students, and we enjoy 100% admission ratio to the university. We represent 95% is our visa ratio, which is among the best in the industry, and we represent 14 plus countries. About our affiliations, we are affiliated with ICF. It's a German-based company for quality certifying body for consultants over the world. Weba is a Swiss company we are affiliated. We are award-winning company by ISO and BNI as well. We also won recently an award from the Insight Success magazine for the top 10 overseas consultants to look for in 2020. Moving further, we guarantee the 100% admission to the university, and that's how we are very particular about our application. Some of the universities which we represent across these countries are in front of you. We have till now helped the students to get a scholarship worth rupees 23 crore Indian rupees, and that's been distributed among our students through us to the universities and colleges they join for the various courses. Some of the students in front of you who have got the scholarship as low as maybe 2.5 lakhs to as high as 100% tuition fee waiver or getting full scholarship to their program. We offer career counseling for the students who are confused, who do not know what to do, what's their career goal. We help them to identify the first, and then we help them to get through the IELTS coaching, which is very important for you to do it before you go abroad to any university. Some people may ask for TOEFL or PT, it doesn't matter. We help you to walk through you the entire process of study abroad, right from profiling, application to university, to visa, ticketing, and finding the accommodation before you leave India. These are the countries in front of you which we represent: Europe, North America, Middle East, and Asia Pacific. All major countries you talk about, we have got the representation in these countries. We also prepare the students before they leave India for studying abroad. So we offer you a cross-culture training, etiquette training, alumni connects, and lots of other services which are very unique in the industry. We are ISO certified. I travel a lot to visit my students and to universities. We have got 95% student success ratio, and we have got the global presence. You can see our rating on Facebook. We have been rated 4.6 out of 5, and on Google 4.1 out of 5. We have got 96,000 followers on Facebook, and that makes us the third largest company in India to have the maximum followership on Facebook. Also, we have got a decent followership on YouTube and Instagram. These are some photographs of our events, associations, my visits, my faculty, my staff also visits and meet their students in different countries. We take the feedbacks, and that's how we are very unique and different from other consultants. There are many success stories. You can log into our website, www.alif.in, and you can read the stories like this student, Shweta. She's from Bombay and went to USA. Her research work was published in the local newspaper, and she works in New York. And Akshay is also a student who went to Ireland, made his career in Dell Technologies. He's been there for the last 4 years now. And likewise, we have many success stories. About me, I've counseled more than 1,000 students, travel over 14 countries, and still traveling. That's my passion. I love to spend time with the universities, learn from them, and exchange those information with my students here. I'm also a BNI ex-president, which is the largest networking group, and also been rated among the top 10 leaders to watch for consulting firm in India. So that's a small introduction, and let me do the honor of introducing you our guest one by one. And doing that, I will move further. As we know that we are going to talk about the student exchange. So what we are going to do is that we're going to have the exchange of the information, concerns, challenges, and solutions found by these sought after students. Some of the students are still studying in abroad. Some of them have completed. Some of them are in India, are and in the process of going abroad, and they may have some questions. So collectively, these students will represent all our listeners who are listening to us and who would want to know more about the different countries. So we have got the students from Canada, Hungary, UK joining here, and students from Mumbai and Indore representing Indian students and speaking out their mind. So without due diligence, let's move further and start our program. So I will do a formal introduction, and let me do that introduction and start with our first guest. I would call Niladri. Hi, Niladri.
Hi, sir.
Right. So Niladri is from Canada joining us. Niladri is studying his diploma in hospitality, food and beverage, and he is studying at Fanshawe College, Canada, one of the largest and one of the beautiful colleges in Canada. He is just 2 hours from Toronto. His career aspiration is to manage the entire arena, start his own food and beverage establishment. And his hobby, while his hobby is very much to be in the media line, and we are definitely going to talk about with Niladri that what he is exploring in the media section and his recent success story, which he just shared with me a day before yesterday. Okay, so next speaker is a student mentor from Hungary, Maz Bhaiji. Hi, Maz.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Maz. Maz, he has recently completed his bachelor's in communication and media studies from Budapest Metropolitan Universities, which is in the heart of Budapest, the capital of Hungary. Very beautiful place, and TripAdvisor rated Hungary as the #1 touristic destination in Europe recently. And Maz has got also his success story. He's the also only Indian national cricket player in Hungary, playing for Hungary and representing cricket. So that's the biggest achievement for Maz to achieve. Okay, let's move on to another student, Dhruv. Hi, Dhruv.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good. So Dhruv is joining us from UK. He is pursuing his BSc in business management. He's into his second year now, technically, and he's pursuing his career course from University of East London in the heart of London City. It's a dream city for many students we know who wants to go study and work. And he liked to expand his business. His hobbies include watching movies and playing cricket. Next panel, I'm going to introduce from India, and we went through a lot of profile, and finally we selected our 3 students who we really believe that they are making some very good headways as compared to other students, and they could be a good example for other students to follow. And let me welcome our first student from India, Mumbai, Arav. Hi,
Hello.
Arav Chan.
Hi.
Hi, Arav. So Arav, definitely, yes. So Arav is studying his IBDP, and he is a student of Jamnabai School from Mumbai. And Arav is very active in extracurricular activities. We are going to talk about it. He is very active in finance and his career aspiration is into finance and investment banking. And his hobbies are sports, playing guitar, and listening to music. Next speaker is from Indore. We have got Ananya Jam. Hi, Ananya.
Hi.
Ananya is a student from Shishkunj International School, Indore. And Ananya is also just completed her 12th, and she has applied already to a University of Texas in Austin, and she has got the offer letter. Unfortunately, due to COVID, she's taking a year gap, but she's looking forward to go abroad for higher education. Her hobbies is very unique, which she shared with me. Like, of course, cooking and singing, but she's doing a fabulous job for self-help and one of the NGOs that she's connected with. So that's something which is very unique about Ananya. And the next and the last, but the most important also, our speaker is Ajinkya Naik. Hi, Ajinkya.
Hello, sir.
Right. Ajinkya is from Mumbai. He has completed his junior college from Jai Hind College, and he's in the process through us, through Alif Overseas, and he's got an admission in the foundation course of Bachelor in Engineering for Mechatronics in Germany. And he is in the middle of preparing his documentation. His hobbies is playing football and playing cricket and football, both volleyball as well. And he practiced Krav Maga. That's something interesting which I want to know from him later on. Okay, great. So with this, I'm done with my introduction, and let me now start the process of asking the questions, and let's see what these students have got to add to our information insights. So let me begin with Arav first. Arav, uh, you've been very active socially also on Facebook. You have got your own page. You're doing some activities which are really fabulous and really worthwhile to know. But before that, I would like to know, Arav, that when the background where you come from,
Yeah,
there are many students who are still struggling to figure it out what to do in their life.
yeah.
So, would you like to pinpoint the today's students' concerns and the challenging areas what they are facing?
So, like, there are many concerns like a student faces, like, especially through the college applications and like when they have to go out abroad. Like, the admission process by itself is very difficult. Like, they are under a lot of pressure, like, directly from like their scores to like their college essays to their CV and everything. And like once when they go out, like there's also a lot of pressure over there. Like it's obviously a huge transition for them. Like their cultural barriers, like language barriers, they have to overcome. Like they have to like say so far away from the support system. And like there's overall a lot of pressure they have to face from like all places. Like there's parental pressure, peer pressure, like that they have to overcome right from the beginning, like through the end. Like even like once you get a admission abroad, like you have to there's a pressure of like being on the top of your class, like
Right.
doing well in college and all that. And like all this affects the mental health. Like there's a possibility of this of creating a mental pressure on the student, right? And like many of them don't accept this on their face value, and like they get stressed out. hmm, and many a times you don't know what to do. But like
Right.
having founded a mental health page myself, like I know there are many coping mechanisms one can follow, and like and everything, like nothing is impossible.
Like so, Arab, that's very interesting to know that you have found out something, some kind of solution to share with your friends, and that's something which is very unique about you. And
Hmm,
not many students would try to do that, right? So, give
yeah.
me some example. Like, how do you help the students to come out this with this mental pressure? What exactly they can do it? Can you share one or two suggestions?
So like I have a mental health page called For You, where we promote teenage mental health, since like you've seen how often it is neglected, right? So um so like uh
No
the
problem. Take your time. Yeah,
so like they face challenges, so like we encourage them to open up about it. Like obviously it's very difficult, like many of them like don't feel comfortable talking to their parents about it. So like
absolutely.
open up to their friends about it. Like it's better than keeping it to yourself, and like it ends up like killing you from the inside. Not killing you, but like it affects you from the inside, and like there's a lot of pressure. And like many
Right.
times you don't know what to do here. So like once when they open up about it, it feels better. And like it's always good to have someone backing you and guiding you.
Absolutely. In fact, I would advise the students and parents who are listening to us that always open up yourself. And if it's understandable that you may not be very comfortable to discuss everything with your family. However, what you can do is that you can take a help of a good career counselor who would be there to help you out and to help you to take it further, and then find out some solutions, or connect with Arav also, because Arav is doing some fantastic job in this domain, and then maybe that with his some of the suggestions which he can share with you, which he's been doing it, can would be helpful to you. Now, I want to come to Ananya. Ananya, you mentioned that you're from Indore, and then you mentioned that it's a little challenging, to find a career counseling, a good career counseling place, and to find the right way, right pathway, and also to go abroad. So, can you just elaborate that point?
So we do have a lot of career counseling agencies in Indore. They are coming. So a lot of them are like new in Indore. So it is you cannot really go to those places and compare and get to know what is going on, because at times it feels like at times it does feel like a lack of experience with those people. And I so that is why even I like took counseling from someone who isn't from Indore. I took counseling from Mumbai myself, and that is the one challenge I face in Indore, because something like this is quite new in Indore. It has been in the past few years that these counseling agencies or people aspiring to go out to go abroad to study has been coming up.
Absolutely right. So, how did you figure it out for yourself? And you could be a good success model for the students, who still want to go beyond their odd and they don't cry over that. Oh, I don't have any help, around me. How did you manage to get the offer letter from the best universities, and how did you do that?
So, first of all, it was a lot of like my mother also helped me throughout, because she also like has been in this circle for a long like for the past 2 or 3 years. She has also been into this counseling agency, but she's like more into the post grad stuff. She sends students for post grad and everything. And so for me, she researched a lot, and then she also talked to a lot of counselors and all of her contacts, and then we decided on one particular counselor. And another motivation or another so basically even my friend circle, I had a friend circle who all of them had to go outside. So like all of us came together and tried to overcome this challenge and helped out each other on each and every platform.
That's very nice, and that's, I think, wise thing to do if you have got a good friend circle to support each other. Now, I would like to invite in the conversation to Ajinkya.
Yes, sir.
Ajinkya, you're from Mumbai, from Jai Hind College, from town side. We have got a very different lifestyle, of the students coming from that part of Mumbai. What is your observation? You took a big step, right? You took a big step. You already found out, okay, what you want to do with. So elaborate on that, and also share with us that where your friends are struggling. What are the struggling areas for the students of your age?
So, so students at this point in time, they are most students are confused about the options that they have. People, if they are taking science, they'll think about engineering or medical, but there are options. If they are taking commerce, CS or CA, but there are options. They are not aware of them, and secondly, they are not aware of their aptitude or the thing that they are made of. They should be good at.
Right.
Many of my friends, a friend of mine just cleared his 10th. He's really confused. I talked with him, had a chat, told him about the options that are there. There are various options. Then now he's thinking about doing this.
Okay. But share with the students, Ajinkya, that how did you find out what you want to do?
So I was also confused
Uh-huh.
at this after giving my 10, and I was really confused even to choose my stream. I was thinking about doing commerce, arts, or science, but then I sat down and thought which is the thing that I'm good at. And I thought physics is the thing I love. Physics and maths I like solving them, doing them. So I went through certain things, and then a teacher of mine suggested that why don't you? I like cars and speed, right? So I thought about automobile, and Germany is the best country for doing automobile. So I researched about it, went through a lot of institutes, a lot of centers, and then came to Alif, and then started with the process. And all.
Okay, that's
Now,
nice.
now I'm
So
ready to go. Let's say.
we are very much looking forward to have your visa process done. So students, if you're confused, take the professional help of the people, talk to the people around you, get yourself sorted out, because you need to first find out what you want to do in your life. If the goal is not clear, you cannot take any decision further. even the parents would be hesitant to invest into you. Don't take them wrong, but they are always scared that whatever money we are going to put behind their desire, behind their ambition of going abroad or studying in India, they want to know that how much you are confident of doing that, or taking that step. So that's the reason why make sure that you do research, get out of your comfort zone, work out, meet out the people, listen it out, and then identify yourself what you can do, and how it will help you, to find out the options. What you can also do is that I would suggest that we are also offering the online student assessment test.
Hmm.
Usually, the test costs 5,500 rupees, but only for today. Only for today, we will offer this assessment test just for the webinar purpose for 999, less than 1,000 rupees. So you can take this online assessment test. It assess your aptitude, your personality, and your interests all, and then it will be able to suggest you which line is good for you and what kind of personality you carry. I'm just sharing the link here. If you're interested to take this option, I offer you to click on it, fill in your information, and then a counselor will get back to you with the details. Take this test at your place, and we will offer you counseling as well, a detailed counseling on Zoom or on WhatsApp, and at least you will be sorted out. So otherwise, 5,500 is available for only 999, and just it's for today for the webinar purpose, so that you get yourself clear about what you want to achieve in your life. Thank you, Ajinkya, for this piece of information. I would like to invite Maz. Maz is joining us from Hungary, and Maz has recently completed his bachelor course in Hungary. Maz, uh, you tell me that when you were there first time in Hungary, and you completed your course from Budapest Metropolitan University, it's one of the good universities in the heart of Budapest, the capital of Hungary. What is your advice for the student? What they need to be careful of when they arrive, in terms of managing the cost and living, so there are many students who wants to know about it. So just concentrate on to the budget part. How did you manage this thing?
So basically, when I came here, it was, of course, in the start, it was a bit difficult for me to understand that how to manage the budget. I was 18 when I left Mumbai, so I didn't had an idea, okay, how much I need to spend, how much I don't need to spend. But the best thing which I did is I started writing down, actually. Like whatever I was spending, I'm like, okay, let's get I went to different supermarkets to check out what is available in which shop and for how much it's available. In some shops, a particular thing is like, let's say, like €2 or €3. In another shop, it's for like €1 or €1.5. The same thing, but a different company, of course. So I started doing this, and then I started noting down. I started noting down my expenses, where I need to expend, where I don't need to spend, and then that's how I manage my budgeting. You need to learn this, of course. It's like comes from within, because my father was my sponsor, so I wanted to make sure that I utilize the money in the necessities which I need.
And your father is also a banker, so I'm sure
Yeah,
you
he's
picked up.
also a banker. I picked up some things from him for sure. I picked up some budgeting statistics from him.
Yes, I mean, I remember Mars 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we met, first time for the counseling, and he was from National College, right? You were in National
No,
College,
Jai Hind College.
Jain College. Okay, you are
Yeah.
also from Jain. So, friends, these are very important tips which our students are sharing with you. Please note it down, because it would be very important for you. It looks very small, but believe me, it's very crucial and insightful information which Mahad is sharing with you. Thank you, Mahad, for sharing this crucial information. I would like to invite our next mentor student from Canada, which has been very famous last 5 6 years, and it's a hot destination for the students to go. Niladri. Niladri, share your experience. You being first time in Canada, I think 2 years ago, you
Yes.
completed your 2 years course now. What was your learning by being a first time student? What do you want to share with these students and our listeners who are listening to you?
Uh, so, as Maz rightly said, that the budgeting and the cost management is the first step that you need to make if you want to sustain yourself here in Canada. Because not only in Canada, anywhere that you go where you don't have your parents, because you, I had to learn it. I think it took me a couple of months, because I came here and I was there's like I was like a free person, so I could do anything. So I bought a couple of jackets and everything. And after that, I was like, no, you know what? I think I need to start saving and looking at it and looking at my money, how to utilize it, because I didn't get a job right away. I got it like after a couple of months. So cost management and budgeting is really necessary. And as Mars rightly said, that's the main thing is first go to 3 to 4 different grocery stores near you and just like see which is cheaper at which store, and always ask yourself this question before buying anything: do I need this or do I want this? There's a difference between needing and wanting. You want a lot of things but you don't actually need them. So that's the main thing, that managing your cost and budgeting. So that's my main learning that I got after coming here.
Absolutely. And how's going with your part-time job now?
Part-time job it's really going good. I recently my manager told me that anytime that I want to start working full time, I'll get the supervisor position, which will be easier for me to get a PR here, because I've been working there for almost 1.5 years now. So, and I'll also start getting my recommendation letter from my college once I'm done with the course. I'll be done with this course next month. So after next month, I'm done with this course that I'm studying.
Great. That's nice to hear, Nilati, from you. Thank you for sharing this very informative things. And now
No
I'd like
problem.
to have Dhruv joining us. Now, Dhruv is from the
So,
city where the people just wants to be, and it's a country which has been lastly, for 1.5 2 years, been very popular for the new regulation which has been made. Dhruv is coming from UK, and he's studying in the heart of London in the University of East London. Dhruv, share with us how's your experience so far in the city of London, how the things are moving there, travel, weather, and the people around you.
yes, so when I went there, it was very difficult for me to exist in the new environment for the rich culture. They have a rich culture. Sometimes you face some language issue, language barrier. The accent is the different there, and also the weather. The weather is very cold there, so I was not very used to that weather. So it was a problem for me when I went there. And apart from the, as Mars said, that you have to manage everything like your monthly expense, and you have to also manage your time because we have universities, lectures early morning. We have our part-time jobs. Then we have to study by our own. We have assignments to do. We get you have very less time to complete our assignments. We have a lot of assignments in UK universities, and we just need to manage our schedule for that. The
Hmm.
transportation in London is very good. As London being a cosmopolitan city, they have a rich culture. The people there are very friendly.
Right. Okay. How about the food? How are you managing with the food? You're vegetarian, right?
I'm pure vegetarian, but the food is not a problem in London. Like we have many Indian restaurants, we have Indian people there. We get some Indian areas where you have temples, Indian temples. So you get many Indian people. You get your food, vegetarian food.
Right. Okay. So you quite oftenly visit to these places, and you made some
Yeah,
friends now.
yeah, I have many friends there.
Okay, great. Good, Dhruv, thank you very much. Now, I would like to have Araf coming again. And Araf is doing something which is very interesting. And friends, I would like to share with you that what all extracurricular activities you can do it to be active, and that really makes up your profile, to make it looks good when you make an application to the foreign university. So I would like to request Araf to speak about it so that other people can take the inspiration from it. Yes, Arav.
So like I'm doing many extracurricular activities, like, but it's not only for the sole purpose of the college applications, also because I like doing all of them. Hmm. Like I'm not doing any activity just for the sake of it. Like to just list a few, like I'm the co-founder of this mental health page called For You. I'm focusing on my academics. I play basketball, like I play squash, football. I'm I've also I'm starting a club in my school, like a business management club in my school, Jamnabai University International. And like these are like a few activities like internships and like etc. Like I keep doing. all around. Like to give you a little more insight about my initiative, like the mental health page I founded. So like I found so me and my friend and I started this page because like to promote teenage mental health, and like since you've seen how often it has been neglected at so many different places. Mhm. like uh, uh, it's our reach is expanding right now. We have the support of so many psychiatrists and psychologists.
Right.
Our website is coming out soon.
Right.
And
So, Arup, I just wanted to ask you, how do you manage this thing with your studies?
so like it's all about time management. You have to like delegate your time properly. So like you have to like what I do is like before the start of every week, I make a proper plan and a proper schedule on like what tasks, like what will I do like this day, and like how will I go about it. It's like it's all about like just I just write the stuff down, like what's my plan for the day, and I keep crossing it off the list, and like
Absolutely. I mean,
it helps a lot.
yeah, friends, that's a very good learning for you. If you cry for time that you don't have a time, I'm sure that you will never have a time if you spend most of your time in front of it watching televisions or playing games on mobile. There are lots of things which you can do it for your career point of view, and I think Arab is a very good example, to showcase that what a student at his age can achieve. Very, very well done, Arab. Keep doing a good job. On the same note, I would like to invite Ananya, and I was really impressed when I got to know about the Ananya profile. Ananya is very closely connected with NGO, and I will let Ananya to talk about her extracurricular activities. Ananya.
So when I like began my journey for extracurricular activities in my school, so I was pretty focused on what I had to like, which career choice I had to take after my college, or which course I had to take in my college. I wanted to do international relations, and my profile has always been built around it. And I have always been actively involved in things which help out people, like mainly which help out people, may it be through NGOs or through different extracurricular activities like SQCC. It's an initiative that I started in my school, or working with different self help groups. And so right now I've taken a gap year, and right now I'm working with a self-help group in a village nearby my city, and we will be selling. So we will be selling those sanitizers which they are making on a platform known as the government e-marketplace, and if the and those will be like the and the profits, whichever the profits will come, those will be distributed among the 40,000 women who will be making these sanitizers and masks.
Wow, very well done, Ananya. I'm really proud of you for what you are doing, and how you are progressing in your life at such a younger age. You took this initiative, and in this difficult time where people are afraid to go out, and take any project or task in their hand. So really appreciable. And friends, this is the reason why we have got such a good students representation here on the panel. Is not just to speak about anything, but to ignite you, to inspire you that life is much beyond the studies. Life is much beyond what you understand in a maybe in a very short context. So you can get yourself involved, have a good friend circle. What Anya also said, that friendship is always good, and there has to be some good reasons for to have a friendship. So the Arab with his friend started something, a good initiative. Ananya with her a friend circle took this initiative, and it's really appreciable the way these kids are moving further in their career. On this note, I would like to invite Ajinkya, and Ajinkya has done a tremendous research, and I would like to showcase that part of Ajinkya which is very unique about him. Ajinkya knew that he has to find out the right counselor to help him out to complete the process. So Ajinkya, just take us through that. How did you do the research? What you did, what your family did, so that this will inspire other students and parents also to follow your footsteps.
So what happened with me is I chose Germany and I wanted to do automobile. So first thing I researched on obviously on the web. DAAD.de is a German website regarding these topics, and then you
Right.
go to universities and check about it. How can you study? So in Germany, I learned there's a 13-year study system, not like us. We have 10 plus 2, they have 10 plus 3, different study system. So I went through a lot of coaching institutes. My dad and I, we both visited them personally, and then we came to Alif, where we came to know more about how can we proceed about these things. First, completing your foundation course or the Studienkolleg in Germany, and then applying to the bachelor's course, and then you can do the masters and specialization.
Right. How did you find out that Alif would be the right option for you? And you had a lot of other options, right, for you. What made you think about Alif?
I think one thing that this organization gave me was clarity and a proper map, how to proceed for things, how to take steps. No, starting
So,
from giving the entrance test, then proceeding towards receiving the offer letter, and then starting with the payment procedure and the visa process.
So, friends, just to add what Ajinkya is saying is that we have got a very structured process, and we can guide you
Yeah,
right from first step to the last step, and you can visualize yourself that how does it look like, so that you're confident and clear that how you're going to progress towards your dream destination. Thank you, Ajinkya, for adding
yeah.
that piece of information. And if audience wants to know more about our company, you can just click onto our website, which is there in front of you, and you can explore more about it. You can write any query which you have, or you can contact us on the helpline number, which is there in front of you, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Now, just changing the gear again, I would like to invite Mars. And Mars, uh, Hungary, when I speak about, the country is known for tourism, but less known for the international education. That's an open fact. In front of at least the other big giant nations around it in Europe. And it happened also the same when I spoke to your family. So let's look at Hungary also as an option. Now, what's your perspective? Now, you spent quite a good amount of time in Hungary, I think over 4 years now. So can you just introduce Hungary and its culture, people, to the student from the student side?
Okay, so if in short, I would like to explain how about my experience and about Hungarians and about the country. Firstly, why I chose this country was I didn't want it to go to a mainstream country, as you know about it. When at the time of my counseling, I already said I want to go to a place which is completely new and a new experience. And being in Hungary and seeing other European countries as well, I personally feel like when I've traveled to another European countries, I would like to come back to Hungary as soon as I can. So when I land back in Budapest, I feel that okay, thank God I'm back in home. So that's a feeling which I have built up with this country. If I would talk about the people, of course, there's a language barrier because they speak Hungarian. Hungarian as is their official language, but still, even though, like for example, old people, if they don't speak English, they still try to communicate with you and help you out, which even makes your stay much better because they are they're at least trying to help you out somehow or the other. So I love the people over here. The young generation is really good. There are more or less young people in this country. And as per the country point of view, as per it's really beautiful. It's small. It's not that big. It's really small. I like the architecture of this country. And the best thing what I like is about the cuisine. I know it's a bit different, like coming from India, coming from Mumbai, coming from heart of spices and everything, and liking a Hungarian cuisine. But I actually like the cuisine what they have. It's a mix, and more or less the student community over here is really big. So in the boat in which you are, others are also in the same boat. So they actually hold you a lot, and they keep going ahead. So that's what I like about this country.
Okay, that's very useful information which is shared by Mars. And yes, students, you need to be open. I see a lot of students find the solution only in one or two countries. All countries are good. You give equal opportunity. You never know that which country is a good match for you, and not all the countries are good for everyone. So I believe that that's a very wise decision what Mars did. Mars, would you like to also talk about a little bit about your experience with your university?
Yeah,
You
perfect.
studied from Budapest Metropolitan University. Talk to us about the university. We'll talk later on about the education system, but just to introduce the
Okay.
university.
So about my university, I studied communication and media. It was like a 3 years program. Of course, in the beginning, I was a bit lost. Like, is this the field which I really wanted? Because, but after one semester and 2 semesters, it was actually the thing which I wanted, and it's more or less practical based, not theoretical based. Like today, I'm working as a marketing officer, so it helps me like metropolitan metro, it focuses more on practical knowledge than theoretical knowledge. Of course, there's theory, but they would like to explain you everything in practicality, whether it's filmmaking or whether it's journalism or whether it's like international relations. They try to make sure that they show it to you practically. And the professors are really good at this university. They are more or less friendly, so there's no that much gap between a professor and a student, which I liked about this place. And they have a lot of opportunities as well. If you want to travel, being abroad and traveling to abroad, they have this option as well. So I think that's a good one which I liked in this university.
That's fantastic, Mas. Good to hear about that. On this note, I would like to invite Niladri to come. Niladri, share your experience being in Canada. Many people are talking about this country, and most of the people have never been there. So, how would you like to introduce Canada and its culture and people, and how did it
Yep.
takes for students to settle in there?
Canada as a country, I would say it's a safe option because I feel that they have welcomed me and a lot of my friends with open arms. People here are a lot more accepting, and it's just overall, it makes you feel as if you're at home, away from home. It's a home away from home for me. Uh, Whenever I leave my city and go to a different city, I come back. I'm like, everywhere people are really nice and they are open minded. So, and the main thing that we, as like when I was in India, I had this concern, will I face racism? I have been here for almost 2 years now, and I haven't met a single person who has been racist or who has been like, they're not even rude. They're not even on a bad day, they'll not be rude to you. This one incident that I would like to share, which happened with me, was I was standing with a couple of my college friends, and there were two more students who were from a different course but from the same college, and they were standing next to us. And so this homeless lady walks up to them, and they were Indians. The students were Indians. So this homeless lady walks up to them, and I don't know what was like wrong with her, but she said something to them, something like not nice. So all the people around us who were Canadians, they started shouting at her and being like, how can you be so rude to a person and everything. And the homeless lady was trying to get onto the bus, but the bus driver didn't allow her because she's like, if you can't treat a fellow human with respect, you're not allowed on my bus. So all these things, they make you feel as if you're part of this country. It makes you feel a part of the place you're living. So I think it's a really nice place. The weather is a little is a challenging part because minus 29, minus 30, you have to get used to it. But if I can get used to it, anyone can get used to it. So it's not at all a bad country.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Niladi. Now, I'd like to add all the students here, and I will give you an opportunity to speak out your questions to each other, and it's a good opportunity for all of us to have a healthy discussion. So, Dhruv, there was one question that how's the education system, education pattern in London to study in that university? And we recently got the new education policy announced in India. We all are very excited now. It seems like that we are going to soon follow the footstep of international university pattern. But can you introduce us that how does it take to study? What does it take to study in UK? What's the pattern?
So it is really totally different from Indian education system. Like we don't have examinations there. Like after 3 months here, we have semester unit tests and everything. But in London, you don't have examinations. You have to submit your assignments. There, it is moreover like practical work, and it is not theoretical. So it is very easy to study there. You just need to pay concentration on your lectures. You have to take regular notes, keep updated about the things going on lectures. We get new assignments, stuffs, and that's it.
Okay, that's nice. And quickly, I would also remind my audience, listeners, students, parents, influencers who are listening to us, if you have any questions, please write in the comment box and we'll try to see and take those questions if the time permits. I've got Ronak Salvi is our student. He was in Switzerland for his culinary course. He's a renowned chef now, and he worked in Switzerland and then back in Dubai. He's well settled. Ronak, Hi, I'm seeing your comment, and you can share your experience and comment, and I'll put it onto the screen. Thank you, Ronak, for that. Okay, so we have a students in the panel who wants to ask certain questions. So, Arav, you wanted to ask anything about studying? So, please go ahead.
So like when you go abroad, like how do you all deal with the change in environment and like the change in culture? Like that
Yeah,
was my first.
change in culture, change in environment. Who would want to answer? Maz,
I,
Niladri.
I
Okay, Niladri, you can go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. So, I think the main part of dealing with loneliness and the new environment is start going out, because the more you stay in, I think it will get more and more lonely for you. Start meeting new people, have an open mind, start accepting new things. And the thing with the climate and new environment is it will become a part of your life after a couple of months. So you wouldn't even have to try to accept it, because you'll one day you'll be like, oh, this is my life now. And it would become a part of your daily routine. So the only thing with loneliness is start meeting new people, and don't be afraid to meet people who belong to this country, because only once you start meeting people from this country, they'll you'll get into their culture, you start to know about their culture. So yeah, Maz, you can go ahead, you can shed some light on it.
No, actually, I would cover the same points as well. If you want to overcome loneliness and everything, just of course, I was lonely as well over here when I came in the beginning. I didn't know what to do, where to go. I was a bit kind of a shy person in the start, why not to deny about that. But then I started making friends. I started going out. The best thing to avoid loneliness and to get adapted to the new environment is staying in the university dormitories, which actually really helps because everyone are in the same position. Everyone is new. They don't know each other, so it's much more easier to make friends and keep going out. So I would say like to overcome the loneliness and to get used to the new environment, I would say like stay in the student dorms for at least a
Very,
semester.
yeah, very important piece of advice. And friends, let me tell you that the way these two students are so maturely speaking, I know them before going there, and believe me, there's a huge difference between what they were and what they are. And I think that's something also adds to your learning curve. You know, when you travel abroad, you live abroad, you become so matured, you are so adaptive, flexible, agile to the different situation which has been thrown at you. So well done, both of you. I'm really happy to
Thank
hear,
you.
from you. Okay, Ananya, you have questions for them?
Yeah, I actually wanted to know that how do you find different jobs or internships when you go there, and different scholarship opportunities available to you?
Okay, so
Oh,
scholarship and internship. Who would like to take?
I
So
can.
Dhruv?
for scholarships, yes, for scholarships, it was just like your results, like how much did you score in your board examination, SSC and HSC. On that basis, I got scholarship in my university. In all the universities of UK, they just see your board's examination marks. And for the jobs, it is like you have to go out, you have to meet new people, you have to create some new contacts, you have to apply online jobs. So they give you a reply in few days, and you get job easily in any of the country. I feel like you get job easily in any of the country.
But Dhruv, we've been hearing that UK has been tough. How far it's true or false
If
to
you
get a
have
part?
contacts. No, I don't feel like it is tough. As I said, like you have to go out, create some contacts, you have to meet new people. As you create some new contacts, you get very much options for the jobs. When I went there, I personally felt like that it is not difficult to get job there. I used to roam everywhere. I used to meet new people. I had many cousins there, so they gave me new contacts. I have applied my job there in on online websites and everything. I got job in a British company, Sainsbury, and I was working there as a retail assistant.
Okay, as a retail assistant.
Yeah,
Okay. So, guys,
yeah.
it's just an open question. If you want to answer, answer. Otherwise, no. So, if just for the benefit of the students, what a student can make out, in terms of part-time earning when you do part-time job, how much you can expect to you are expected to earn per month?
in UK, you can make around 700 to 800 pounds per month.
Okay.
This is the least
Uh,
amount. Yeah, it's very
mm,
easy to make 700 to 800 pounds.
And that's good enough for you to cover your living expenses?
Yeah, it is good enough. The living expenses there are around 500 pounds, 500 to 600 pounds.
Okay. So you're sharing the room, you're living in the shared room.
Yeah, I live in a shared room.
Okay.
I share with my friend who was here with me in my
Okay.
college. Yeah.
Right. Mars, Niladri, about internship, part time, your experience?
About internship, I would say for us at least, it was mandatory to have an internship because in order to get a bachelor degree, it's necessary for every student to have an internship. So in this thing, I would like to suggest like how can a person find an internship abroad? Of course, in the first 1 or 2 semesters, you all can take your time, get adjusted to the environment, get adjusted to new people, the university, and everything. But the one thing is you can apply on companies' websites, and usually universities they have career centers which helps you and guides you towards the internship opportunities. That's what in our university we have. So they help you with that internship. And regarding the jobs, if you do an internship job, let's say in Budapest, it's suitable enough for you to get rid of your monthly expenses, which should be around like 500, 600 euros, but depending upon a person where they would like to live. So if you are living in a studio apartment, you will spend much more, or if you're living in a shared apartment, you will spend relatively less.
Okay. How's the
as
expenses?
far as
The expenses in Budapest are for me right now, like I spend around like 700 to 800 euros. So because I'm working as well, so I'm living in my own apartment, so I'm fine with it. But when I was a student, I was living in for 1 year. I was living in the student dormitory. Then I was living with my friend in an apartment shared with my friends. So we had a big apartment, and each of us had their own rooms. So we were paying like around, let's say, with rent and food, we were paying 500, 550 euros or monthly.
Monthly. Okay.
Yeah.
Niladri?
yeah, as far as for me, the internship and jobs is I would encourage everyone to like if your colleges are having these job fairs, and even if it is not for meant for you, even if it is meant for people at a higher, like who are doing the last year and everything, just go there and just network with different kind of people. Just go up to a bit, like if there are restaurants or big hotels who are coming to your university, just go there and be like, hi, my name is so and so, and I'm doing this course, I'm in the first year, I'm just here to network, and I would really like an opportunity to talk to you about your establishment and everything. And just all these small things, the companies, they really like pay attention to it, and they see that you want to do something with it, and they'll contact you once you're ready for internship. And then for part-time jobs, I think the main thing for Canada here is applying like online, going and dropping in your resumes, and just keeping a check on it. Like if you give your resume to a place and then you don't follow up with it, here I like they just your resume will go straight to the like the spam folder. So you have to keep on calling them, be like, hey, I dropped in my resume a week back. I haven't heard from you. And hey, I just dropped in another resume. There are some changes to my resume. So just keep on talking and engaging. So they'll know that you actually want the job. So that is the main thing. And as far as expenses goes, a different provinces have different what to say rate, like per hour rate, hourly wage. For my province, it's $14 an hour, and if you're working part time, you earn up to $1,200, and that is like far more than you'll spend, because you if you share an apartment, it will be somewhere around 350 to $400. Mobile bill is another $50 and $60 or and your grocery is like 70 $80. So you save a lot of
Right.
money.
Right.
And buses are
Good.
like, if you're a student, the buses are free.
Buses are free.
Yeah.
Right. And you're getting some incentive from the government for this COVID, I heard. Not sure,
Yes.
but
Yes. So if your company makes you it tells you that you can't come to work, you can apply to this forum on online. That is the Ontario Province Fund COVID relief, and they give you $2,400 per month, and they cut like $200 from it because of tax, and that money you get so that you can sustain yourself during this COVID situation. If you don't have a job, or if you're getting like your hours are less than 20 hours a week, so you get this get this funding from the
I think,
government.
yeah, that's something which is very sweet of the foreign government, to even look after
Yes.
not only locals but also the international community and taking their responsibility as well. Not just telling you to thali bajao or do some foolish activity, but actually going out and helping you out, and taking care of you by providing you the most important thing which you need in your life. Ajinkya, do you have any question for the
I
students
only have a
abroad?
question specifically
Yeah.
for Mars. So I think Hungarian is one of the languages which is really difficult as far as I'm concerned. So anything that you want to ask, tell us about the language barriers basically
And
between.
why?
Um,
Because he's going to Germany. That's not
Yeah,
English speaking country. Yeah, right.
Okay, so as for the language barriers, I would say yes, of course, in the beginning, you will face a language barrier, no doubts about it. You will be confused, okay, what is happening? What are people talking besides me? It will feel like you are in space or somewhere, like you don't know the language, what are they talking about, and everything. But after a time, when you give yourself time, you will understand it because now I'm living here for 4 years. Even though I never took up a Hungarian course, like proper Hungarian course, but I automatically learn Hungarian now and I can speak in Hungarian. So once you keep hearing them, just I would say like there are like once if you know basic words like let's say okay if you go into supermarket if you just say hi in German okay they will be fine with it. You don't have to speak in the beginning a lot of German. With time you will learn automatically because when you will hear the same language around you 24/7 you're going to learn the language anyways. So it took me a while, to be honest. It took me like a couple of months to come over this language barrier. But after that, like today, after like 3 years, almost 4 years now, I'm fine. When I go out in a supermarket, I get my things speaking in Hungarian, even though I never took a Hungarian language course. I go to a restaurant, I order in Hungarian. I talk to a government officer in Hungarian. So it's with my broken Hungarian, still not perfect, but broken. So you learn it.
Yeah, I mean that's a very important piece of advice which the Maz is sharing, because most of my students, even though those who went to Germany earlier, and last time we had the show where we had one student from Germany joining us and student from France, so they also face the same language barrier. So they all had to say the same thing, that you spend around 8 to 10 months and you start getting the words, the dialects, the grammar, at least to the extent that you can converse with someone. You will not be perfect, but it would be good enough for you to network with the people. And as you spend more time in that particular country, the language becomes a little more friendly. And also, one piece of advice for the students who wants to go to non-English speaking country: please spend little extra time here in India to learn the A1, A2, at least the basic level. That's the basic level. You can go up to B1, B2. That's a mid-level, intermediate level, and then C1, C2 is the optimum level. So C1, C2, yes, it's like as good as being the local of that country. If you don't, you're not expected to be like that, but at least A1, A2, ideally you should be completed from here. If you have a time, go up till B1 in India, and it will be very easy for you to pick up the language once you are there, and you don't need to make an extra effort in that case. Or otherwise, also just keep your eyes and ears open, and I'm sure that you will pick up the language. It's not that difficult. Any other question from Arav, Ananya, or Ajinkya before I go further? No? Okay, so I quickly want to also ask. That's a very important, interesting piece of information from these students who they want to share before I conclude the session. Mars has achieved something beyond the education, and this is what I say: that guys, education is not the only thing in your life, whether you're in India or abroad, right? So look at the avenues, the opportunities. As they said, that be active, go out of the comfort zone, go out of your room. Niladri said. So what happens? Let's Mars explain. Mars, tell me something about your achievement.
Okay, so my achievement till now, firstly, it all started with being an ambassador at the university. So I was a student ambassador for India. So I traveled with the university a lot of times back to India. And that was my first achievement. From there, everything started. And after that, because I played cricket back in Mumbai, I played in my school, in my high school. So I'm like, okay, I need to continue that thing over here. So I started like jumping around like a frog outside my house that, okay, I need to find some cricket. I need to find some cricket. I can't stay like this inside home. And then somehow I came to know the Hungarian national team's captain is from Mumbai as well. So I'm like, okay, I just wrote him an email. I'm like, okay, I used to play back in India and I would like to play for Hungary as well. So that's how it started. First, I came into club level, then I went for the national team level, and now I'm representing Hungary officially in the 16 squad. And we travel everywhere. Like last year, we traveled to like Czech, Malta, Ukraine, Poland, and Romania. This year, we were supposed to play World Cup qualifiers for 2021 T20 World Cup, which was going to be held in Finland Division 3. But for some reasons, because of this COVID, we were not able to go. But by the end of this year, we'll be going to Czech Republic and Malta again for our tournaments. And hopefully next year we play the qualifiers.
Sure, very nice, Mars. We are very so proud, as a Alif, as an organization, we are so proud of having students like who really marked his way out in the foreign country, in the foreign nation. Nobody, in terms of a reference. Many students ask now this very interesting question. I don't have anybody in that country. Will I be safe and will I be able to do my usual stuff? And here is the example. And these students, I think Dhruv mentioned he has got somebody, but I'm sure Niladri family I know for many years, and they don't have anyone. His father has been traveling to Africa, but never to Canada, and so as to Man's case. But Niladri has got something very interesting extracurricular activities from his side to share. And as I said, that I really value Arav, Ananya, Ajinkya doing here. And you people can also see that what all you can do in abroad as well. So Niladri, you can share your recent achievement.
So my achievement right now has been when I came here, I was really I am really passionate about music. I write songs. I'm working on my album and stuff. So I started playing at a couple of clubs and pubs and doing open mics. So what happened was because of that, one company they approached me and they're like, "Come on our website and do a concert, like a live 1 hour concert." So I did that, and that company they're like, "Hey, so because of you, we got a lot of new people coming to our website, so we want you to keep on doing this." And they started paying me, and the people who were watching started giving me tips. Then what happened was this company for which I performed, they contacted an like a talent management company in my city, and they contacted them, and they what they do is they give you auditions and stuff for acting and commercials. So they emailed me back, and they told me that, hey, we would really like to work with you, and we really want you to, because you have a singing background and you have a nice personality and everything. So they're like, we want you to do this. So yesterday I got signed to this talent management company, and I had to change my Instagram and put on there that I'm now managed by them, and I already have two auditions for next week. So that's what I've been
Wow.
up to.
So proud of you, Niladri. Congratulations
Thank
for
you.
that. In fact, he just shared his contact yesterday to me. His father said that show to Asslam sir what contract they're asking you to sign. So he is being paid handsomely for his as an artist, and he'll be having the royalty also for the as many times his face appear. So he'll earn the royalty on the digital content. So that's something which is very nice, Niladri. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
guys, that's what we are talking about. Before I wind up, Dhruv.
Yes,
So,
sir.
boy from London. So, you have got anything to share?
Nothing. So I did not go for any of the activities. As you know that I went only before 9 months, and from past 4 months I am in India only. I did not
Uh,
get time for any of the activities. Like because
but
of this pandemic, my father called me back, and so I came here. And I was
okay,
just 5 months there. It was just 5 months for me there.
I know. Yes, it's a very short period of time for you to do and
Yeah,
explore anything. But I'm sure that you're
yeah.
going to go. When you are going, planning to go back to
I'm going
London?
in this month, the next month, August month.
August. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm sure that we'll have some good news from you, and then you can join us again and just share your
sure, sir.
experience.
Yes,
Okay. And I'm sharing here a link. If you would like to receive a free ebook on study abroad and career guidance, free of course, I'm sharing here a link. You can just click and fill in the information. and we'll be more than happy to have this email to you. You can have these kind of success stories, scholarships, internship, and these kind of questions which has been usually asked by the students are answered in this free guide. So just note this down, and then I have the question. I'll quickly pick up few questions. I've got plenty. I'm really sorry, running out of time. We had such an interesting session. But yeah, people are appreciating to all of our speakers. Well done, guys and girls. Really, you spoke your heart out, and I'm really happy to have this very fruitful discussion. And let me just pick up. Okay, one question from Jaina Shah. What was the hardest adjustment you had to make? Anyone? Hardest, in short, brief. We don't have a time. Hardest adjustment you had to make.
Food. For me, it was food.
Okay. Why just in one line? Okay, so we'll move. Maz, you had something?
No, I
How
was
did
just saying for me, the most thing to adjust was the culture. That was
culture?
a bit, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Culture is the main thing, and then yeah, culture and the day-to-day life and all these small things like stopping at the stop sign, pedestrian rule, and everything. So
Following
these
the
are,
rules.
yeah, these are something that you pick up once you come to go to any country. So
Yeah.
it's not that hard. You start doing it, and then you can. It becomes a part of your life. So yeah.
Okay, great. Friends, you can, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you're watching us on YouTube, many people have contacted us through YouTube as well. So please subscribe to our channel so that next Friday, every Friday, we do this kind of very interesting conversation with foreign students, universities, industry experts, so that any content which will help our students and parents to learn something more than what they did yesterday. So you will get the notification from our side, and then you will be notified for the next Friday's session. Next Friday's session, by the way, I'm going to tell you, is going to be very interesting, exciting. First time ever, which has been done by anybody. We are going to have the financial planner coming in onto the show and helping the students and parents to uh, plan their finances in such a way in advance so that you can cover up your study expenses without much of pressure, right? So they are going to share some very interesting tips and tricks so that you start your study abroad planning journey a little early, and could be very essential for students and parents' point of view. So stay tuned for that particular program, and that's why subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, which has already been shared, and you're of course joining us from any of these platforms so that you keep on receiving the notification. So before I close the session, I would like to again thank all my students here from India and abroad for joining us and sharing your insights and for valuable information you shared. And before I wind up, I would like to have one line of advice, because you all are great in your own way, what you're doing so far, and I wish you all the best. But let me pick up you and then just see what kind of one line advice you would like to share with your colleague. So starting from Arab, what is your one line advice to students who are listening to you?
Like for example, if you're doing extracurriculars, like I said before, like do it because you like them and not just for the sake of it. So like the end result will be better there.
Absolutely fantastic. So, not just for the sake of busying yourself, but making some sense out of that activity is what Aurav has to say. Ananya, one line of advice?
I would say that you should plan ahead of time so that everything goes with the flow later on.
Absolutely. The wise person has said that planning is 80% and execution is only 20%. So, what Ananya is saying, that plan it well so that you achieve what you need to achieve well within time and in a most beautiful manner. One line of advice from Ajinkya.
Do whatever you want to do in life. Don't think about people.
Okay, so he's like Shah Rukh Khan is saying that listen to your heart and don't think about people more and just follow your gut feeling. That's nice, and that's what I believe so far, and this is what I've been doing it. So thank you, Ajinkya, for that line. Dhruv,
Yeah, well, plan everything before you go, because as you know that I was very late for my application and everything. I have faced many issues for my visas and everything. So
right,
plan everything. Yeah, plan everything well enough. You should get at least 6 months before you go. You should plan everything.
right. That's a very pure form of advice. Dhruv had had to rush. He came very last moment to us, and then we had to
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff. So that's a good piece of advice, friends. Many people we advise them, okay, start the process now in this October, November for the next year. They say, "अरे time है ना अभी और फला फला ने बोला है, it's not so early to apply. There are universities." So listen to Dhruv what he has to say. Niladri,
I
short
think
में one.
have fun with it. Don't overthink it. Take your time. Things will happen on its own. Just don't overthink it. Overthinking is not going to solve anything.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you very much. Very, very, I mean, light-hearted advice. Thank you, Nazi Mas.
I would just like to say, if you're planning to go abroad, it's going to be a new chapter. So there will be things which will be different compared to your older chapter, which you were there in. So don't be scared. Just go for it, and it will be good. Give yourself time. That's what.
Absolutely. So have patience,
Yeah.
believe in yourself with your decision, as Mars did. He explored the less explored or unexplored destination. He went to the university, he believed in him, and look at him. Then people talk about, oh, I want to go to that ranking university and then I can make it something out of for my career. And look at here the example of Mars, wherein he went to Budapest Metropolitan University. I'm not sure how many people have heard about it, but it's all up to you guys. It's all up to you how much effort you put in. It's not only the university which is going to secure your career. It's you who is going to add the value to the education which you have received. Then it doesn't matter the which university you are from. It's just a reference point, but you need to be there taking action all the time so that you are there in the right place. That's very beautiful advice, all of you guys. Thank you very much for your time. And let me do my closing speech. So it was a wonderful session we had on the World Student Exchange. If any of our listeners seek further information, please feel free to connect us with our phone number in front of your screen, 99870 It's also a WhatsApp number, or you can visit our website, alif.in. Our experienced counselor will be happy to assist you instantly. I'm sharing the link for you to download the free ebook, which I've already did. So if you want to download, just fill in the information and it will be emailed to you automatically. Student assessment test, I've already shared the link. So those who wants to take advantage of assessment test only for today, 999 rupees instead of 5,500 rupees. It gives you a 3 test options, which includes the personality test, aptitude test, and interest test, and the most reasonable price which we can ever quote for. And my name is Asslam Shaikh, founder and CEO of Alif. Signing off with a promise to come back again next week with another beautiful bunch of speakers, enlightening you, our students and parents, on the matter that matters you the most. Until then, I would like to thank you for your time and watching this program. Stay safe and stay excited.